Good morning and welcome back to the herd. I'm your host, Casually Farms, and that truck is dirty. That is really dirty. Even everything's dirty. We need to start cleaning some stuff up. But it is December 2nd, 25 degrees outside. It's not too terribly cold, but it's not great either. And then talking about not so great, look at our bank account. We got $10,000 in it. Not good at all. But we did finish up this field over here, this cornfield that was needed a little bit of work. The compaction on this thing was terrible. So we did end up leasing this John Deere 2700 5-shank ripper that you guys all helped us make that decision. So we got to get that all washed up and taken back. But we also are planning on trying to get some drying of this corn so that way we can sell it here in January and get the best market price possible. But we also have to get this bean stubble all worked up because I'd like to try to do that yet in the fall. Anyways, let's get this thing over here and get all cleaned up. I would have to say that this ripper did a very, very good job of what we needed it to do. You guys can look here and look at the discs, how much wear and tear was on all that stuff. And to be honest with you, that's kind of what I expected considering how hard that dirt was. Those discs do put a lot of work in there, but the main big thing is we actually only sheared 3 of these bolts, which isn't too bad. I was kind of expecting that we were going to be shearing some bolts like left and right on this thing as hard as that dirt was. Well, now we got it all spick and span. Boy, that thing really sure does clean up pretty nice. Well, while we got this out, we're going to kind of wash this off a little bit, kind of get the windows cleaned. We are going to be using it later, so no need to really get it all cleaned up. So let's put that thing back. Oh, never mind. This truck is extremely dirty. Cannot see out the windshields very well. We need to get this thing cleaned up. Well, that's all washed up. That thing shines pretty good, if you guys ask me. Ooh-wee, look at the water droplets on that thing. Somebody must have waxed it. All right, let's get this thing unhooked because we are planning on taking the truck. It moves a little bit quicker, and we don't need the tractor to haul it there. But first off, wow, look at that thing. Look at it just shine. That looks good. That looks really good. Okay, let's get this fired up and get this hooked up to the ripper here, and we need to return it to the dealership. Well, let's get this thing dropped off back behind the fence, and then we need to get inside and finalize the paperwork. I sure did want to keep that thing, but like I said, unfortunately our pocketbook just wasn't able to afford one, and I really hate to see that thing go. Well, it does look like the dealership, it's only going to cost us about $666. Not too shabby for about an hour and a half worth of work on that field. Not too terribly bad. Let's return that so that way we don't continue to get billed for that. Boy, it sure is sad to see that thing go, but the pocketbook just wasn't allowing us to actually get something purchased. Well, now we got to head back to the farm, finish cleaning up some of that stuff before winter really hits us on top of the head here. Well, we're going to wash down anything that is done for the year, so that means the combine, the baler, and this forage wagon. Also, where did I put that at? Oh, we'll have to look for it. I was wondering where I put the forage harvester. I'm pretty sure I probably stuck it in a shed somewhere, and I think it might be that one over there, but we'll find out. Let's get this all washed up here. This thing looks extremely dirty, which it really was, but man, that dirt really shows on that tin siding like that. Whew, just gets in that little groove, almost kind of like a, wash plant, like a gold wash plant. That's all clean. We could clean that blower. Let's move that over here. Shouldn't be too terribly dirty, if at all. No, they're all looking pretty clean. All right. Well, let's get this thing back pushed over towards the combine. I'm thinking we're going to have to fire that thing up, move it out of the shed. We need to get the bean head as well cleaned up because that thing was left dirty after harvest. We just dropped it there and left it. So let's get this thing scooted over towards the bean header. The last thing that I really want is some of this dirt and mud and gunk all just frozen onto this stuff. It's just hard on equipment. Nobody likes to put away anything dirty. That's all cleaned up. Now we need to fire up the 2366 here. Get that moved out of here because we do have to find a spot for the corn header, and I'm not really sure where I even want to put it for the fall, for this winter. It'd be nice to stick it inside, but I can't fit it in anything. Lower the head here. We're just gonna let the combine run as we kind of wash the header here. They clean up pretty nice here. All the snouts don't look like we bent anything during harvest, so that's good. All right, corn head is cleaned up. Let's put the hose away. We'll scoot on over to the other side here. I should stick out the auger because sometimes those things can be kind of a booger to clean if we don't get that stuck out. All right, we cleared the door. That's always good. Didn't want to have to do a repair job on anything. Tires are looking nice. Get everything up here washed off. Kind of hit the auger up here. This thing's cleaning up pretty nice. Let's see if we can reach around the back side here. Looking good, looking good. All right, well, I would say that looks pretty clean itself. Let's put these things back and push it out of the way. We're done with it for now. Okay, we gotta make sure that we put that auger in, otherwise we'll forget about it and we will ding it somewhere. Well, where to put this? Somewhere out of the way for now. Maybe the better spot to do that would be maybe on this side of this side. Oh, no, that's not really gonna work very good. Well, not quite sure where we're gonna put this. Be nice to find a spot and that we can just kind of let it sit and for the time being. Oh, I think I thought of a spot we can put it. Found a perfect spot right in front of the old gleaner right here. That looks like a perfect spot for it. Well, let's get this thing parked in the shed. Well, we ended up deciding that we're going to put the bean header over here as well out of the way because it was just kind of in a bad spot right there where there's just a lot of traffic and I didn't want to run the risk of accidentally running into it. Now we can finally put this thing back in the shed and we will see you next fall. Combines put away, bean header, corn headers all washed up, the 8410s all kind of cleaned up because we're going to be utilizing that a little bit later, but the baler is all washed up and the trailer. So everything is good. Everything is good to go. That is what we want. We don't need this thing hooked up right at the moment. We'll have to eventually put this stuff all away. But I would like to come on over by the hog barn because if you guys are remembering last episode, we decided that we were going to keep a couple wagons full of corn from the field to help feed the pigs with the TMR. Well, there was a little bit of a change for the final version of this map that we were allowed to put the wet corn in the bin and actually take it out. Beforehand, we were not able to do that. That's why we kind of decided that we were going to leave some corn in the trailer or the wagons like this. We're still going to keep it. This is not for sale. This corn is for the pigs and the pigs only. We need to come on over and grab the international front end loader, and we actually need to move that auger around and get it hooked up, get it set up onto the bin just a little bit further over, and that's going to be kind of our wet storage bin for right now. And then hopefully next fall when we start getting some more corn, we can put that wet corn in there and dry that, and we'll kind of alternate the bins a little bit. But I'm going to leave this here, go grab that tractor, get this thing moved around, and we'll catch you back here in just a second. Okay, well, we could have kept you guys here because I got that thing done on the first try. Well, I bet you I couldn't do that again. So as this corn is getting unloaded here, we did have a community poll up over there on our YouTube channel that I asked the question, how do you guys want to handle this corn and our bank dilemma? And the option was our corn, right? So in January, the corn prices are going to be up, and I am talking close to $700 a liter. I wish we could change that to bushels, but mid-January, we're talking $694 per liter, but we still have to pay for the $2,000 worth of propane that we're going to be getting from the co-op. So I think it's going to work in the long run, and you guys really made your voices herd here with everybody saying we want dry corn. Dry the corn, dry the corn, dry the corn. All right, fine. I heard you. That's what we're doing. Okay. But we're kind of locked into that now because you guys want to do that. So we're locked in and we're going to have to see how it all plays out. I think it will be just fine. I have faith in you guys that you guys are helping me make the right decisions here on the farm, but we still need to wait for the co-op to be coming so that way we can get the propane. Whoops. That way we can get the propane in here. And like I said, I'm hoping they'll be here very, very shortly. It's almost 10 o'clock in the morning and they're still not here with the propane. So in the meantime, get this finally dumped here into the bin. And I think we're going to have close to 22,000 liters of corn in here. We're sitting at 22, 21, 20. Oh, geez, really close. 21,998 liters of corn in the bin. That is actually pretty dang good. But we got to get this stuff all put away out of the way. We don't need it running. We can shut the tractor off. Okay, we can shut the case off. We do need the 8410. But we also need to park these Parker wagons somewhere. Goodness, we're kind of running out of room. Be kind of nice if we didn't have all of this equipment outside, but unfortunately these things are hard to back up. Even individually themselves, they're hard to back up. Anybody else struggles in real life? I have a tough time in real life backing these stinking things up. There we go. Got the right one. Now we're on hooked. Okay, corn's put away. We're still waiting on the co-op to get here with the propane so we can start drying this corn down. And we're going to hook up to this cultivator because we want to get this field, a bean stubble, all cultivated up. Get this hooked up. And I know some people don't like to do this tillage on their bean stubble in the fall. What do you guys like to do? Do you guys do it, real farmers, or even in farm sim, guys? Let me know. How do you guys handle your stubble? Do you guys like working fall tillage, spring tillage, both? Let me hear what your thoughts are down in the comments section down below. Okay, well, we're going to drop this thing down, and we're just going to run down towards the end of the field this direction, and we'll just work this little headland here. I'm probably going to get some hate in the comments about, don't be doing that when you're doing harvest. You're going to drive back over it, but you know what? We don't typically do that in the fall time. We just run our ups and downs. Sometimes, depending on what time of day it is, I will like to run along the edge of the field along fence lines. Just because when it gets really dark, guys, that fence line gets pretty hard to see at night. So sometimes I'll run the edge of the field. I know you're going to turn on it, but then you just hit it again when you guys get done. When you get done actually in the field. But we're going to start down on this very far end of the field and work our way back up towards the farm. I know when we do the fall field work, we like to hit the bean stubble as well, just because it does turn over, any of the clumps that you might get from the bean chaff when it gets spread out. Sometimes you might get clumps. Sometimes the stems are green and you get kind of just that. This doesn't want to fling very well, This kind of helps us work everything back into the ground, and let winter, hopefully, when you get some snow, kind of helps kind of break everything down. Rather than trying to do it all time in the springtime, then you're really relying on your planters' debris discs and all that stuff to actually work harder in a way because you're trying to move that much more stuff out of the way. So we like to hit our fall stuff once at least in the fall, and then we'll hit it again in the springtime. Well, we just got off the phone with the co-op, and the guy's just pulling up into the driveway up here. And should be able to start filling that propane tank up here any moment. I just told them I was down here on this bean field, just north of the bins there. And I just told them to leave the slip underneath the lid there, and I'll take a look at it, and I will get you guys paid here very shortly when I get up there and get that corn dryer fired up. Believe it or not, this dirt down here actually isn't too bad for what time of year it is. 30 degrees outside, the dirt just isn't that tacky, and this is actually turning over pretty dang good. This shouldn't take us too terribly long with this big swath of a cultivator here. We should be able to get this field kind of done in a relatively short time. Oh, well, we got to get out and check something on the back end of this cultivator here. I thought I'd seen some bunching up here on some of these tines back here. I thought, looks like it's okay. How many of you guys prefer the rolling baskets over these ones right here? Let me know down in the comments, guys. What do you guys prefer? I know the one with the rolling baskets, they're not that great when, you know, it's muddy out. You got a little bit more speed on there. It kind of helps, kind of really pulverizes those chunks of dirt. Let me know, guys. What do you guys prefer? What do you guys like? We're almost done with this field. I think we might come up here and actually start getting the dryer going. So that way we got some stuff to actually start hauling into town when January rolls around. So let's pull up to here. We're just going to stop, leave everything running. Got to come up here and just actually activate the dryer itself. Better come in here and check that. Get this opened up. There we go. And we need to activate and change the output to distributing. Now we need to come over to this bin. Everything else should be off. We just need to go to this bin here, which is corn here. And we need to activate that. Good. This one here got our little bit of corn in there. Perfect. All right. Well, it looks like we are going to be start drying here very shortly. It is working. We're storing it, and we should be getting some dry corn here very shortly. So we'll let that run. I did take a look at the bill there, and it's going to roughly cost us about $2,000. So let's get that paid off right now. There we go. $2,000 sold for the LP, and we have plenty of stuff in there. Everything is working. I'm kind of scared that it's not working, though. I'd like to see. We're kind of... Everything is... That is working. Okay, well, everything, it says we're running. We're working. Maybe we just haven't had to pass enough time by yet. Which one were you in the corn? This one right here. All right, well, I guess we just got to go do some more field work. We'll come back here and check on that here after a few passes just to see if we got anything working. It feels good that we're actually going to be drying some corn and hopefully be getting some actual... profits off of that, but you know that really does hurt us there with sitting right now at $8,000. Ouch. That is not a whole lot, but I think we're in the right direction. I think we're moving forward. We're gonna have to wait just one more day. It will be January then, and hopefully we can start selling some of that crop. Well, it is starting to snow out here. Oh, I'm glad that we got the combine. We got all that stuff kind of washed up earlier this morning. I'm glad that we are getting very, very close. We literally have to make one more pass around this field. Hopefully, we can get that done here very, very soon. So let's kind of keep plugging away here, and I'll check back in with you guys here in just a little bit. Well, it's snowing a little bit harder, and there's getting to be a lot more mud accumulating on these tires. So I am really hoping that we can push forward. We have just one more pass on this way going back around, and then we will eventually end back up at the farm up there to our left. This fall has been so challenging here on the farm. I got to tell you that trying to think of how this is going to all work out with some of the curveballs that have been thrown our way already in this series, it's just kind of unbelievable to me that we've kind of hit in some of these struggles, some of the things that we just don't really quite know what direction we want to go. It's been a little bit of a challenge, to be honest with you guys. And I'm so glad that you guys are there when I have questions or things on how we want to direct this series together, that you guys are there and you guys help me as the community, you know, to kind of pull this together. And I sure hope that you guys are enjoying the series so far. If you are, hey, drop a like on this video. Subscribe if you haven't. If you made it this far in the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. You're going to enjoy this channel. I try to make this as fun and entertaining, even though sometimes I might not know what the heck I'm doing, right? That's fine. That's completely fine. If you guys want to be, you know, help me out in the channels, help other people out in the channels that's completely fine. That's what I want this community to be all about, is helping one another, whether we have questions, whether we're unsure of things, how we should go about things. And don't forget, guys, we have that link down in the description. Join the Discord. Join the Discord. That's another way that you guys can be part of this series during this herd series. I'll talk about that here more just a little bit. But, you know, I just was sitting here thinking of how grateful I am for every single one of you, you know, showing up to these videos. It kind of blows my mind, guys. And thank you. Okay, well, enough of the sobby stuff. It feels good to be done with this field. It truly does. We can put this away. We can go focus on the animals. So let's get up there. Let's go take a look at the cows, see how they're doing, and the pigs. Because if you guys have not seen the last episode, you guys might want to, okay? So we're going to get up there. We're going to go check the animals out. I'll catch you up there. Well, we're going to pull this over here to the pressure washer. We're not going to wash it right now because it is snowing out at this point in time. And I need to go check on these animals here. So we can actually, we're just going to shut this thing off. We're going to let this thing sit right here for now. But with the snow being here, and if you guys want to take a look at the forecast, I'm telling you, the forecast does not look favorable for anything all the way out until the 2nd of March. January 1st, 2nd, February 1st, 2nd, snow. It could be kind of a struggle, guys, to be able to get the dry corn into town. It's going to be a painful task. I think we might have to do with the tractor, possibly. We'll have to see how the roads hold up. Well, let's get into this tractor here and get this thing fired up. We don't need it. We can unhook it for right now. But we need to go get some food in for the cattle because we haven't fed them in a couple days. Their food is looking fairly good. They've been eating this alfalfa like it's going out of style, like it's cotton candy or something. You can see there's not a whole lot left in there. And so I need to get, let's see, we could grab, yes, I think we can grab 2 of these on this one side. Actually, hold on 1 second, guys. We need to pull through here because when I was moving all these straw bales, I actually kind of had to get ourselves a little wait. Because this tractor really struggled on carrying some of those things and maneuvering some of those things. So unfortunately, I had to get ourselves a weight. Otherwise, it was extremely difficult to get these corn stalks anywhere. Okay, let's get. I think we can just sneak into here. Let's get first person mode. I think I can sneak. I want to grab possibly 2 of these bales. Like so. And oh, come on. These ones are not that heavy. But we're going to get this stuff. Oh, my Lanta. All right, there we go. All right, so we are going to get these 2 alfalfa bales to the cows right now. The cows are just fine. But like I said, it's starting to get kind of cold out for everybody. There goes, fills up pretty dang quick. We're just going to leave that one right there. Okay, well, they got it. We do probably need to get a little bit more bedding for them, so let's not run into the let's not run into the tree there. I had a brain fart. We need to come on over. Let's go grab ourselves some corn stalk bales. Pretty sure just 1 will do us for now, but we need to get over there because the snow is falling like crazy right now. We got the 1 here. I need to go put that inside the pen there. Let's go and grab and get this gate opened up. Now we should be able to just drive in here and put it in there, and it should start dispersing the straw on here. I'm not sure if it'll take the whole thing. There might be kind of a secret sauce for it here somewhere. There we go. Just had to actually physically take it off of the bale spike. None of the cows got out. That's good. Now we need to get in over to the pigs and check on how they're doing. And I know, guys, I haven't added a couple pigs and cows here for a couple episodes, but to be honest with you, the money's been super tight. The money has been super tight. The cool thing is we have the 2 pregnant pigs in the hog barn over here, which is awesome. There's 24 pigs coming, guys, and I need you guys to stop wanting to be cows. No, I'm just kidding. But honestly, you guys, I need more people that want to be pigs. It'd be great to see more of you guys become pigs in here. And it looks like, yeah, Doc Wood, you're doing just fine. You're not quite ready. You just haven't popped yet, but it won't be long. A couple more months. Peppa Pig, oh yes, there you are. You're still bossy, loud, and definitely always hungry. Yes, you are. And yeah, McRib, you're just being lazy. Get up, Help your wives out. Help the mothers out, okay? All right. We need to check on these ones because we have not checked on you guys for a little while. All right. Looks like Porky, you're just doing fine. And Crispy Bacon, you guys are doing excellent. So you guys have plenty of straw, plenty of food, so I'm not have to worry about any food. Can I close the gate now? Thank you. Don't have to worry about any food at this moment in time, so that's always good. Okay. Let's go check on the corn, see where we're at with the corn. I'm going to park this thing right in here, keep the snow off of it. All right, well, as you guys can see, the bank account is not doing very good. We're at $81,000. That's not a very good. So where are we at on the farm? Well, the next big step is springtime, which that means we need to find a planter ASAP. We have no planter. I kind of have an eye on a Kinsey. We'll just kind of pull this up right now. I have my eye on a Kinsey. Now, this is a 12 row, which will work perfect for the corn. And it doesn't really matter a whole lot because we'll be cutting the beans at an angle anyways. So I'm kind of hoping for that one, whether we need to take out a loan or if we get plenty enough corn prices for the $55,000, we buy it outright. That's kind of where we are sitting with that. But don't forget, we still have to buy the seed. We still have to figure out what we're doing with this field over here. Hopefully you guys watched episode 5 and you guys are going to help me make another decision. How do we want to handle this field? Are we going to plant it in thirds? Are we going to plant it in half? If you guys have not seen that, I'll up in the top corner right now. I will put a link to that video there as well. Let's check on the corn. Let's check on this. I am really hoping that this stuff is starting to cook in here. And it does look like we have some dry corn. We got about 2,000 liters of corn. There we go. Wrong bin. There we go. We got 2,000 liters of corn, guys. So we are moving that slowly. We will get there in due time. Next month is going to be an iffy one. So that's the question I'm going to throw at you all is how do we want to do the planter? Do we need a lease? Do we need to get a loan? Hopefully maybe the corn will cover it. We'll find out. I'm not quite sure. But that episode is coming up very soon because it is wintertime. There's not a whole lot left to do other than just feed you guys, feed you pigs and cows and all that stuff. So if you guys enjoyed the content, don't forget to leave a thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to the channel if you have. If you are, hey, thank you. But we'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good one.